Hey everybody, Craig here, OldBayCraps. We are back at the table, and I want to try something that I haven't done for about a year. About a year ago, I did something called the DYBRID strategy, and it's spelled DY, just like hybrid, but with a D, because it was a dark side hybrid strategy. And I wanted to develop it to try to be like a recovery strategy on a cold table. So I want to try it out here. A year ago, and I'll put a link in the description, but about a year ago, I did it with a $1,000 bankroll, I think, over a 2-day period. And I think over the 2-day period, we made $800 plus profit. So I want to try it here. So we're going to try it at $600 as if we had $1,000, but we came across the cold table and we have to recover. So we're not going to do them at the same high amount bets, but I'm going to show you what I did from the video. If any of you remember or even watch my stuff, what we did was, and I'm just putting it here, we had a quarter on the DP, we did a lay on the 4 and 10, and that was the come out roll. And then after the come out roll, we placed the 6 and 8 for 30 each. So it kind of looked like this. So let me push this out. We had a lay on the 4 and 10 for 120 each. And it looked like it's dropping for me. And then after the come out roll, we had the 6-8 with, I believe, the hard ways for $5 each. And the idea of it was, after the come out roll, well, on the come out roll, if you got to come out 7, it was okay. You'd lose the DP, but you would win on your 4 and 10 lays. So you'd win 60 on your 120 and 60 on your 120-10 lay. No VIGs in that video. We're not going to do VIGs tonight either. Just note for people who want to try this at the casino, if you're on the West Coast, like in Vegas, excuse me, you pay the VIG on the win. So 120 lay on the 4 would win 60, you'd pay the VIG on the 60. And I believe they might charge you either $2 or $3 on the win. Unfortunately, on the East Coast, they make you pay the VIG up front on the lay bet. So you actually have to do 120 lay is actually going to cost you $6 VIG up front. and then you would win the entire 60 on the win. So you have your lay bets, and then let's say after the come out roll, 9 is the point. Then you would place the 6-8 for 30 each. You'd grab the hard ways. And this very next roll after establishing the point is called the PSO roll, I like to call it, because a 0.7 out or a PSO happens about 33% of the time after a point is established. So you keep these lays on the 4 and 10 for the PSO roll, quote unquote. On the next roll, you're then going to move the 4 and 10 lay unless the point is impeding you to move it. So because the point is 9, this is going to sit on the 10 again for one more roll while we move the lay 4 to the lay 5. If we have another successful roll and no 7s, we then move this to the 6 and we move the 10 lay to the 8. All right. Once they reach the middle, you then march them each back the other direction. Again, the point is 9, so the 8's going to stay for one more roll. And then if another successful roll happens, you're going to get it and march it back to the 4 and 10. If you can get these lay bets to march all the way in and all the way back out, once they get back to the 4 and 10, you're going to double the bet, the lay bets. So in this case, you would double the 120 to 240. Okay? All the while, if you hit a 6 or 8 or a hard way, you're not going to ladder up on the hard ways. You're only going to ladder up if you lose the hard way. And I wouldn't really go past 20 on a hard way. So if you lose the bet 3 consecutive easy rolls of the 6-8 or the 4-10, you know, I wouldn't go above laddering it up 3 times to $20. You can even keep the hard ways at 5 at all times and just replace them when they get knocked out. On the 6-8, I would collect first, and then if you keep on hitting 6s and 8s, I would then press them up just a unit each. If you happen to get sniped off of one of the lays, I would then put odds. You keep the one leg still going and marching, and then I would put odds on the DP. It's been my experience, if both lays happen to get sniped, then, because normally they only get sniped if you're, most times if you happen to be on a heater of a roll, beyond 6 rolls, and that may not sound like a heater, but usually the average roll is between 4 and 6 rolls. If you can get beyond that, you more than likely are going to have more hits. You can either expand to the inside and grab the 5 and 9. You can press up your 6-8, and I would also ladder up your odds on the DP, because eventually that 7 is coming. And the whole point is to try to recuperate and recover the money you lost from a $1,000 bankroll, since we have a $600 bankroll. Now, that's on the $1,000 bankroll, all the bets you see out here. Since we only have a $600 bankroll, we're going to ladder down. Okay. We're going to do $90 lays on the 4 and 10. We're going to do $18 6 and 8. But we'll still do the $5 hard ways, but we're not going to ladder them up at all. We're just going to keep them. Remember, these bets right here in the 6-8 are only there to make money while you're waiting for the 7 to come. But if you happen to get on a hot shooter, which we may, we want to take note of that and expand to the 5 and 9. But we're not going to reduce our lays. We're going to keep them marching throughout. All right? So let's go ahead and put these out. Back in the bank. They weren't ours. They didn't come from our bankroll. They came from the casino. We are going to keep the DP at a $25. But we're going to go ahead and grab our $90 lays. And we'll mark them with the lay chip. There's the 4. There's the 10. And just to let you know, a $90 lay on the 4 and 10 will win 45 because it wins 1 to 2. A lay on the 5 of 90 is going to win 60. And a $90 lay on the 6 or 8 is going to win 75. 5 to 6. All right. So we're all set for the come out roll. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. I'm going to be throwing a 6-5, 5-6 because I do tend to hit 7s with it. However, I've also picked this set because for me, and every dice set is different for everybody else, I hit 6s and 8s with it as well. All right, here we go. Dice out. So there's a 5, 4, 9. And I don't have the roll tracker up, but I have the roll history up. You'll see it at the top with the dice sets. All right, 9 is the point. We're going to grab a 6 and 8 for 18 each. And we're going to grab the hard ways. for 5 each. And we're all set. I see the 9 on the history. So this is what's considered the PSO roll. This is the very next roll after establishing the point. So the lays are going to stay where they are. Dice out. And we have a 6-2 easy 8. So we're going to lose the hard 8. We're going to win 21. And that'll be a collect. You can choose to put back up the hard way. We'll go ahead and do that. Now since that was the PSO roll, we got past it, we're now going to march the lay bets. So we move the 4 to the 5. We can't, the 9 is impeding us from moving the 10 to the 9. So we're going to wait one roll and then we'll move the 10 to the 8. All right? Here we go. Dice out. There's a 1, 3, 4. So we're going to lose the hard 4. We'll just come back up on it for 5. And now we're going to move the lays to the 6 and 8. Now you may be asking, are you trying for a 7? Yes. Dice out. And there's a yo. That doesn't help or hurt us. But it was a roll, so we're going to move our lay back to the 5. And the 9 is impeding us from moving our lay on the 8. So we'll keep it there for one more roll. Dice out. And that's a dice off table, 2 total call. Dice out. Wow. Dice off table, 2 total call one more time. And I'm going to have to use a stick to get the die. We're going to have to go with a lower trajectory. We're going to try to get it to the wall. Here we go. Dice out. And there's a 6, 1, 7 out. So the puck comes off. We're going to lose our 6, 8. We're going to lose our hard ways. But we're going to win 25 on the DP. The lay 5 is going to win 60. And the lay 8 is going to win 75. So we're going to move our $90 lays back to the 4 and 10. Now, normally at the casino, they are going to take your lay bets and return them to you once you win on your lay bets. So be prepared for that. All right, so we're all set up for the come out roll. Dice out. And we got a midnight. Doesn't hurt or help us. Dice out. And we got a 4, 1, 5. All right, 5's going to be the point. So this is now the PSO roll, so the lay bets stay. Grab our 6 and 8. For 18 each. Grab our hardways for 5 each. And this is now the PSO roll. Dice out. There's a 2, 1, 3 craps. All right, because 5 is the point, we can't move our lay on the 4 to the 5. We have to wait one turn. But we can move our lay on the 10 to the 9. And we're all set. Dice out. And we got aces. Now, one thing you can do to add to this, which I'm not going to do in this session, is if you see a horn, you can bet the field. We're not going to do that. But now we're going to mark the lay bet on the 4 to the 6. And the lay bet on the 9 goes to the 8. Dice out. And there's a 6, 1, 7 out. All right, puck comes off. We're going to lose our $18 bets on the 6, 8. We're going to lose our hardways. We're going to win a quarter on the DP. And our lay on the 6 and the 8 is each going to win $75. So we'll return our lays to the 4 and 10. Again, if you're at the casino, the lays will come down and be returned to you. So if we take a quick assessment of our bankroll, we had $600. There's $500. There's $600. We have $629 in the rack. And we have $180 on the lays together with another $25. That's $205. So if you were to bring it all back, we would have $854, over $250 in profit. That's awesome. That's well on your way back. Now look, we've had 2 short rolls. Each of them were no more than 4 to 5 rolls total. Now the next roll could be a PSO, or the next roll could be a heater. You have to be mindful of that. All right, so we're set up for the next shooter. Six, 5, 5, 6. Here we go. Dice out. And 5, 4, 9. 9 is going to be the JMac 9. 5, 4, 9 is going to be the point. This is the PSO roll. So let's throw out. Got a 50 here. That's 36. That makes 40. That makes 50. I'm gonna get reds here. Grab the hard 10, hard 4. And really, the hard 10, hard 4 are really just consolation prizes because you're going to lose the lay. All right, we keep them at the 4 and 10 because this is the quote-unquote PSO roll. We just established the 9. Dice out. And there's a 6-1, 7 out, PSO. Great. All right, puck's off. It happens 33% of the time, people, with PSO. All right, we're going to win a quarter of the DP. And we're only going to win half because they're still in the 4 and 10. So we're only going to win 45 on the 4 and 45 on the 10 because they're $90 lays. So you only win 1 to 2. So it's still a cold table, and we still have to recognize that. All right? So this next shooter, in my mind, once you get to a 4th shooter on a cold table, you're kind of going to tell if it's going to stay that way or if it's going to start getting hot. Dice out. And there's a 6-5 yo. So that is going to take away. It's a come out yo, so it's going to take away the DP. This is the only time that I would ladder up. Only on a yo would I ladder up. Because on a 7, you're going to win on the lays. Here we go. Dice out. And there's a come out 7. Whoops, that was a 4. Come out 7. So we're going to lose our 50 DP. And we're going to win 45 each on our lays. So we'll ladder back down to 25 on the DP, and we're all set. And believe me, with something like this, you get somebody who rolls 3 come out 7s in a row, who cares? You're winning. Dice out. And we actually hit the camera. We hit the dice camera. And it's going to be an ace deuce. So let me make sure that we have the camera still. So the camera moved a little bit. I'm just going to move the dice a little bit. It's going to be a 3 craps. So we're still in the come out, but this time we won a quarter on the DP because it's the come out roll. Here we go. Dice out. And there's a hard 6. Six will be the point. Now, even if 6 and 8 are the point, you can do one or two things. Me, I'm still going to place the 6-8 for 18 each. Because if we hit a 6, we're going to lose 25, but you're going to win 21. I'm okay with that. You can also ladder it up. If a 6 or 8 are the point, you can ladder it up to $24 bets, because then they'll win 28. If the 6, if one of them is the point and you buckshot it, you'll lose 25, but you'll get 3 profit. Of course, we're also still playing the hard ways. So, all right. This is the quote-unquote PSO roll. Dice out. And there's a 6, 3, 9. All right. So we got past the PSO roll, so our lay bets are gonna march inward. Dice out. There's a 5, 4, 9. So we're going to lose one of the lays. And that's when you might want to make a decision. So we're going to lose the lay, all right? Which sucks. But here's the thing. Are we moving towards a hot table? I don't know. But right now, we lost a lay. I'm not going to... If you have pressed up lays, like again, if you can get the lays... If you can get the lays to march inward and then back out to the 4 and 10, I would double the lays. And then if you lose one of them, you could always split the lay between the two numbers. But because they were both at 90, we lost one. We're going to keep the one, but we marched it from the 5 to the 6. And I'm not going to put odds on the 6 because that would be totally hedging this. We're just hoping not to throw a 6 on this next roll. But fate's going to control our dice. We can only throw them, right? There we go, dice out. And we got a 6, 4, 10. All right. All right. So this gets marched back to the 5. We're going to lose the hard 10. We're going to go ahead and replace it. We're not going to ladder up. I'm going to remove, actually I'm going to move this over to the 9, take back this, and I'm going to put 60 odds on the 6. 60 to win 50. Dice out. And there's a hard 4. So good thing our lay was on the 5. There's the hard 4. So we're going to get paid 35. You can either do it as a collect. Whoops, 35, not 55. Duh. 35. You can either do it as a collect, or you can pick up another number. We're just going to collect it, but we'll go ahead and we're going to ladder up on the hard 4. Now, we have to move our lay again. It's going to go to the 4 now. And now, we're going to double the lay because it marched inward and back out. So we had 90 on it. So now we took it to 180. So we have a $180 lay on the 4. And we're going to increase our odds on the 6 to 90. Dice out. And there's a 6, 1, 7 out. So we are still on a somewhat cold table, and that's okay. I think we've proven the point. So we're going to lose all of this up top. All right, we're going to lose all of our hard ways. But don't be afraid to put odds on a 6 or 8 on the DP. Many people are afraid to do that because they think the 6 and 8 are rolled so often that they think it's always going to get sniped. That's not always the case. All right, we have 180 lay on the 4. That's going to win 90. And then we're going to win 25 on the DP. And we have 90 in odds on the 6, which is going to win 75. And let's get a prettier color green than that. There we go. All right, let's take an assessment of our bankroll and see if we recovered. So we're going to bring down our lay. We're going to take our DP up. All right. There's 500. There's 600. That was our 600 was our initial bankroll. I'll move this over here. 600 was our bankroll. And we made 300, 375, 394. 394 in profit on a $600 bankroll. So 394, we are only $6 away from our $1,000 bankroll that we started with. Now, I started this video with 600 as if we had lost $400, and because the table was cold. So we actually just won all of it back but $6. So now you're free to take an assessment of what's been hitting so far, and if you want to go back to a light side play, or you want to go to a less dark hybrid play, maybe just like a $100 DP with 110 inside. You know, you could do that. See if you can get like 3 or 4 hits on the inside numbers, maybe expand to the 4 and 10, but you'll always be covered with the $100. You'll mitigate some of your risk with a $100 DP. So I think we've proven that we were able to recover and bring back our $600 bankroll from our $1,000 bankroll. We made $394 in profit off the 600. And now we're only $6 away from our $1,000 bankroll that we started off camera and in the casino before we decided to play and go to a recovery strategy, the DYBRID. So thanks for joining me. I really hope you like this. Leave a comment if you would. Hit the like and subscribe, please. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you think this is crap, if you think this is cool, you might want to try it out. I've played this before at a casino to recover. I've also played the 3-point dolly, and if you want to see that, I'll put a link in the description off of, I believe it's ProCraps, John at ProCraps. He does a 3-point dolly, which is pretty much the opposite of a 3-point molly. So a 3-point molly is the pass line and 2 come bets with odds, and odds on the pass line. A 3-point dolly is a DP bet with 2 DC bets and odds. So that's a 3-point dolly. This is a different version of, I'm doing like a marching lay with a 6-8 and grabbing the hard ways, including the DP. And it's basically for a recovery mode. So again, the table was still cold, but we did make some extra money on the 6-8, and we did hit one hard way. We hit the hard 4. We did get sniped once or twice on our lays, but when we did that, we then added odds to the DP, and that helped us out because we 7'd out when we had odds on the DP when 6 was the point. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate all the love and support you all show me. Again, this is the DYBRID strategy at a $600 bankroll after losing on a cold table at the casino and trying to show a little bit of recovery. So We were down from 1,000 to 600. We decided, okay, let's turn to the DYBRID strategy, and we made $394 profit. So we're almost back up to our $1,000 initial bankroll. That was the whole point of this. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. When you're at your tables, season your play. Good night.